Trust the universe to give you what you need. When we speak of trusting the universe, we enter into the realm of profound understanding and deep surrender. In the modern world, we often pride ourselves on our ability to plan, to control, and to predict the course of our lives. From a young age, we are taught that success comes from hard work, from focusing on the future, from being prepared, and most importantly, from controlling the forces that surround us. We create schedules, set goals, and push forward in the belief that if we act with enough intention, we can shape reality in our image. But what if that is the wrong approach? What if life doesn't unfold according to our carefully constructed plans, but instead it flows like a river, moving in ways we cannot always understand? What if trusting the universe or life itself means letting go of the illusion of control and surrendering to the flow of the present moment? Let us consider for a moment the idea that perhaps we do not need to control everything. Perhaps we can trust that the universe is already giving us exactly what we need. But before we go any further, let's examine this idea more deeply and ask ourselves, what does it mean to trust the universe? How do we understand the universe's timing and its role in our lives? And most importantly, what does this trust require from us as individuals living in a world that constantly encourages us to strive, to push forward, to always be doing something? The nature of trust. At the core of this idea of trusting the universe is a profound understanding of what trust actually means. Trust, in its essence, is an act of surrender. To trust means to let go of the need to control the situation, to accept that we are not in charge of every detail, and to relinquish the constant need for certainty. It is the realization that life itself, in all its unpredictability and mystery, is not something that needs to be micromanaged. Instead, we can simply show up and allow it to unfold as it is meant to. In this way, trust is not a passive act. It is not about waiting for things to fall into place without any participation from us. Trusting the universe is an active process, one that involves participating in the moment, engaging fully with life, while also being willing to let go of our attachment to the outcomes. The paradox is that when we trust life to give us what we need, we no longer feel the need to chase after things. We become more attuned to the present moment. And in that moment, we often find that what we need is already there. The illusion of control. One of the biggest obstacles to trusting the universe is our belief in control. We live in a society that prizes control, efficiency, and productivity. We are encouraged to plan every step of our lives, to manage every aspect of our existence, to make choices that are calculated and deliberate. This is not inherently wrong, of course. Planning can be a useful tool, and taking responsibility for our actions is vital. However, when we become too attached to this idea of control, we miss the bigger picture. We forget that there are forces at play far greater than ourselves. Life is not something that can be fully controlled, no matter how much effort we put into it. The universe operates on its own terms, with its own logic, its own timing, and its own patterns. Often, what we think we want, and what we believe we need, is not in alignment with the larger, more mysterious workings of the universe. We may desire certain outcomes, but the universe may have a different plan in mind, one that ultimately serves us better, even though we may not recognize it at the time. Consider the natural world. The growth of a tree, the blooming of a flower, or the movement of the tides cannot be forced by human effort. These things happen according to their own rhythm. They follow the laws of nature, which are beyond our control. And yet the tree grows, the flower blooms, and the tide rises and falls without resistance. Nature, in its wisdom, does not force its will upon the world, it simply allows things to happen in their own time. In the same way, we too must learn to trust in the natural rhythm of life. We must learn to let go of our need to control every outcome and instead allow ourselves to be carried by the current. When we can release our grip on the illusion of control, we make room for something deeper to emerge, something that is beyond the limits of our understanding and beyond the confines of our small desires. Surrendering to life. Surrendering to life's flow is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to passivity. On the contrary, it is about accepting that we do not always have the answers, and that the answers we seek may not come from our own efforts alone. It is about having the humility to acknowledge that we are part of a much greater whole, a vast web of interconnectedness, and that our lives are shaped by forces beyond our comprehension. The act of surrendering is a form of trust in the unfolding of life. When we surrender, we cease to fight against the current and instead allow it to carry us to where we need to go. This does not mean we become passive observers of our own lives. It means we actively participate in life, but without the need to force outcomes or impose our will on the world. We show up, engage, and move with the flow, trusting that the universe will give us what we need when the time is right. This is where the deeper understanding of trust comes in. Trust is not just about expecting things to go well or believing that everything will always work out in our favor. Trust is about the willingness to let go of attachment to outcomes. It is the recognition that the universe is not working against us, but rather it is working with us, guiding us towards growth, understanding, and the realization of our true potential. The timing of the universe. One of the key elements of trusting the universe is understanding the concept of timing. In our fast-paced world, we have become accustomed to instant gratification. We want things now, we want results, answers, solutions, and outcomes to appear immediately. But the universe does not work on human time. It does not conform to our schedules or timelines. The universe operates according to its own rhythms, which are often far slower and more subtle than the pace at which we expect things to happen. When we trust the universe to give us what we need, we must also trust its timing. The things we desire, whether they are material possessions, relationships, opportunities, or personal growth, will arrive when the time is right. We may not always understand why things unfold the way they do, but if we trust the process, we can begin to see the bigger picture. Life is not something that can be rushed, nor should it be. Embracing uncertainty. Another important aspect of trusting the universe is embracing uncertainty. The unknown is often the most frightening aspect of life. We fear what we cannot control or predict, but it is precisely in this uncertainty that the universe works its magic. The beauty of life is that it is full of mystery. We cannot always know what will happen next, and we cannot always control the outcomes of our efforts. Yet it is in the uncertainty that we often find the greatest opportunities for growth and transformation. When we trust the universe, we embrace the unknown. We step into life with an open heart, willing to receive whatever comes our way, even if it does not fit into the neat boxes we have created for ourselves. The universe often brings us unexpected blessings, lessons, and opportunities that we could not have foreseen. If we close ourselves off to the unknown, we miss out on these gifts. Life is not a puzzle to be solved, but a journey to be experienced. And along this journey, there will be moments of uncertainty, of confusion, of doubt. But if we trust that the universe is always guiding us, even in the midst of uncertainty, we can find peace. We can allow ourselves to move with the flow of life, knowing that we are always where we need to be, even if we do not yet understand why. Living in harmony with the universe. Ultimately, trusting the universe is about living in harmony with the natural flow of life. It is about surrendering to the greater order that governs all things and recognizing that we are an integral part of that order. When we let go of our need for control, when we allow ourselves to flow with life instead of against it, we find ourselves in a state of grace. We become aligned with the universe, and in that alignment we discover that everything we need is already within us, and everything we seek will come to us in its own time. We are like drops of water in the vast ocean of existence. We are part of something much larger than ourselves, and the universe is always working in our favor. It is not something to be feared or resisted, but something to be embraced and trusted. Life does not always unfold in ways we expect, but if we trust the process, we will find that it gives us exactly what we need. So when life presents its challenges, when things seem uncertain, when the path ahead is unclear, remember this: trust the universe. Trust that it is working for you, not against you. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, in its own time. Relax into the flow of life, surrender to the greater forces at work, and know that the universe will always give you what you need. All you have to do is trust. The moral of the speech is that life unfolds according to its own natural rhythm, and trusting the universe means surrendering to this flow, letting go of the need for control, and embracing the unknown. When we stop resisting and allow ourselves to be guided by forces beyond our understanding, we open ourselves to receiving exactly what we need in the right moment. Trusting the universe is not about passivity or waiting for things to happen. It is about participating fully in life while remaining open to its surprises and timing, and recognizing that everything happens for a reason, even if we don't yet understand it. Ultimately, the moral is to trust, have patience, and embrace life as it unfolds.